Okay, good afternoon, guys. What we're going to try to do today is, I mentioned before, we're going to try to do a painting on this piece of translucent paper that we have. You should have two sheets of this that you can kind of see through. What I'm going to show you to do here is a way of making some mistakes ahead of time. What I did is I took a few pieces of paper and I just traced the size of the paper on this page, and then I just did a few sketches, 1, 2, and then this third one I haven't done yet. I'm just going to use a ruler in a pencil, and I'm just going to make some lines on here random. So then now this becomes the subject of our stained glass project. Maybe I'll use this one. This one's very nice. All right, I'm going to come back. I'm going to highlight all these with a heavy marker so it's easier to read. I mean, you could do it right. You could do it like this. You can see it like this. That's clear enough. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just tape this down. All right, I'm going to tape this down and come back. And this is what you should end up with, but that's okay. We'll paint over this next. All right, so we're going to go on to the watercolor step now. When we had our meeting, that the paint is going to look like it, well, we call this crawling. The paint's going to crawl on the surface a little bit. You see what it's doing there? I'm going to put it close up here so you can see. See how it doesn't really want to adhere to the paper? Don't worry about that right now. Just do your painting. And what will happen is as the paint dries, it will adhere to the paper. And it's actually going to create a nice effect. It'll be a little bit of a warm, it won't be so solid, it'll be a little warmer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and paint. I don't know if any teacher taught you this, but if you paint up to your line, you'll get a much more accurate. See what I'm doing? I'm painting up to the line left to right, and I'm keeping my hand off the paper. Into the yellow. Never try to mix yellow into the green. Always mix your darker color into your lighter color, and you'll have much more control over your colors, and you won't be frustrated by the painting process. That's just a simple rule. If I were your art teacher, you would hear me say that 100 times in 1 year. And then if you took another class the following year, I would say it 100 times more. Always mix your dark color into your light color. Okay, here's an important note. You see how my work is above my hand? My hand is on the paper that's dry. If it happens to be that you're afraid of smudging your work, you can put a piece of paper down and you can rest your hand on the piece of paper, and that'll just prevent you from making a mistake on your drawing. Or if you're bringing your paint across and you drop a drop of paint, it'll drop on here as opposed to on your painting. So that's just a strategy that you can use when you're painting a large, this is probably the largest piece of painting you're doing right now. This is the first time we've done painting like this. So I'm showing you some of the techniques that help you. Now, it works if I paint up to the painting, or up to the line, I mean. So, see what I'm doing? It makes it go a lot nicer if I paint up to the line as opposed to try to paint down to the line. Painting up to the line here too, left to right. Here's just a little piece of wood. You can lay this across your piece, and then it allows you to rest on the wood without touching your piece, and you get to work on your painting this way. This should be taped down, but that's sort of a painter's trick that you learn in high school. I guess I'm showing you that because it happened. But you can try that if you have a little ruler. There. So the real impact of this piece will happen once it dries. So I'm going to come back after this piece dries. This is what it looks like. But this is what it would look like if it had a solid background. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to frame these, and I'm going to ask you then, you could hang them in a window and see it actually has a, you know, you can see through it. It looks a little bit like a stained glass window. So it's pretty. It's a pretty assignment. Now this took me, you know, it's probably going to take you an hour or more. Don't be shy about putting the brush down and coming back to it, okay? All right. Yeah, that looks very nice. Okay, good luck. Call me or email me if you need help, okay? Bye-bye.